an immediate encounter after I get out of it. Yeah, more or less. Alright, well. If it's like a single FP or something, got like straight up man spores over here. Oh, we fear. Well, that's gross. Yeah, man spores as expected. Man, we could just use Miranda. She has 150. It's not like I'm going to be able to use it again, and I'm pretty sure this insta clears our fear, which means I won't have to take that into future battles, so if that does end up being the case, then that's probably worth it. You can use star magic. Whether or not that actually kills is another question. I mean, like Silver Dragon absolutely would, but it's just... then we would have to run back to the water, and then we would end up with another encounter anyways. Or I could use my sun items, but if I use my sun items early, as far as I'm aware, there's no merchant in this area, so whatever I have is whatever I got on me. So I gotta be a little bit conserving on that end in order to make sure that we don't run into the boss fight with no items. Wow, I expected that to do at least a little bit more damage than that. Okay. She gets her Dragoon gauge back so quickly that it's fine if we use her like this. This should kill him, especially with how much damage this skill does. He basically did the same damage Miranda did outside of Dragoon form and not using magic. Oh, I was off by one. Are you really living with like 50 HP right now? Knew he had them close. Why are you like to start? You could have already been Dragoon level 5, but no. Okay, alright, come on, man. Well, that's some different ones. Now it feels like they're really starting to throw on the encounters. But that's fine. If we really have to, I'll use a sun item on Rose. I just don't want to fight all these guys every second of the game. If only escaping was more viable, man, I'd be spamming escape so more often. But as we've seen in multiple videos beforehand, it never seems to end well. At the very least, we could get rid of them with ropes. At least we should be able to. We know the cat goes. The other two, on the other hand, may or may not. Kind of wonder how it chooses the insta-kill or not. Maybe if her magic attack or something is higher than the enemy's, then maybe it insta-kills them. Because surely there's some way of checking, unless it's just a straight up RNG roll chance, which could very well be the case. A revive item? I mean, honestly, not the worst idea. Although, what would I get rid of? We got 4 revives as is. Downburst, wind. We got 4 revives, plus we have Miranda for revives, so I think we'll be okay in that regard. If it had been like an MP item or something, maybe taking it. Seems kind of late to give away the white silver dragon armor, but sure, it'll be soon. Yes, well look at that. Is that the kill caterpillar from back there? Again, why are we just allowing this thing to roam around as is? That doesn't seem like something that we would want. It's a miracle. There was an unhatched fruit left over. Is a subspecies of a new insect that was just created and is coming after us. Okay then. Or are you gonna be like a mini boss or something? Like how serious am I supposed to take this fight here? Well, he's neutral. Usually that means we gotta take him semi-seriously. Usually neutral bosses tend to be harder than some of the other actual elemental bosses because at least they don't have any natural weaknesses for us to pick on. This could be just a huge waste of resources or not. I suppose we could always go back if we really need to that pool to get all of our stuff back. Ideally, we won't have to do that, but there's also that option available to us if need be, but surely if they're going to throw a mini-boss in our way, they'll give us some way of recovery later on. So I'm saying we just hit him with like full force from the beginning right here, and just hope that there's recovery stations and whatnot later on. I mean, starting off with almost 2k damage immediately is certainly a strong start. Okay. Right. Well, I don't think I have anything to free her from that cheese, unfortunately. Yeah, not looking like it. Okay, so I guess we'll probably have Miranda do Gates of Heaven next turn, just the revive Rose.
Yes.
Because he's probably going to continue to spam that, and I really can't afford him to be doing that. So it's going to be such a waste considering everybody's at full HP, but I could have just used Moonlight right there, and then done it that way. Wow. I could have just used Moonlight there. It would have saved me 20 MP, which I guess is another use of Star Magic, but whatever, it's fun. I mean, there's definitely going to be some people that are like, oh, I should have brought some status effect cleansing items into this area, which I don't necessarily disagree with. It's just they tend to be so niche, it's hard to justify bringing them. Okay. So you're just going to be a status effector? Well, honestly, if you're going to keep status affecting me, if we assume that you can only put on one at a time, then keeping poison on me wouldn't be the worst, considering he already did something that was able to knock Rose out immediately. Then taking the poison damage, I mean, it hurts, don't get me wrong, but still, rather than getting knocked down and out of the fight. Did we just go Dragoon already? I mean, it will cleanse the poison and will protect us from future status effects for 2 turns. Yeah, that'll work. We can just go ahead and final burst this guy. Should be a good set of experience for us. It should be enough to get Dart another level up. Will that be the level up we get Dragoon level 5 with him? That is the question. He is neutral, so we're not going to do any extra damage, despite it being a bug, but yeah, okay. I had a feeling that we were going to have some encounter with this thing sooner or later. It's just, you know, they made too much of a fuss about it for this not to happen.
Final
Roasted. How much damage we looking at here? 1350? You love this. Well, you still have enough for Star Magic. Yeah, I could save it for Moonlight. Although we could just pop an item as needed. He's already in yellow health. This should be alright. She will end up reverting this turn, though, in which case he might be able to cheese her with that instant down effect. Hopefully that won't be the case, but considering he's already done once the ropes, it's not too out of the possibilities. 620, I mean, it's not great. It's not White Silver Dragon damage, but hey, you know, I mean, 620 is not bad. I mean, Dart will be able to use Final Burst here, and that should put him, I would think, towards red. Okay, that's fine. Poison, we eat poison. Rose is going to take like 0 poison damage too, with how much health she doesn't have. And, oh, he's already in red. Okay, alright. He could just very well be here to make me waste resources, which, if that is the case, he's doing a halfway decent job of. Miranda, go ahead and just keep getting your Dragoon form back. Thankfully, it's choosing just the poison all of my people, rather than use that down effect on them. Oh, basic attack instead? Oh, absolutely. Final burst. I doubt this necessarily kills, but it should put him relatively close. I mean, Rose might be able to finish him off after this. I caterpillar of all things, you know. Why a caterpillar? Is he dead with that? No, I mean, we should have reverted this turn. He's just... Oh, great. He's gonna have multiple phases. That's just great. Pupa, and then, alright, well... Okay, he doesn't start out damaged or anything, so... I guess go ahead and use some of our MP items. Hopefully we've got a random merchant on here later. Otherwise, we're gonna run out of MP really quickly here. We might have Rose just transform, that way she stops taking poison damage. That's probably fine. Although if Miranda's gonna use White Silver Dragon, she's gonna heal her the full anyways. It's so strange with Rose, it almost feels like outside of using Dark Dragon, there's no reason, especially with how much damage this skill does, to actually turn her into her Dragoon form. Because somehow her Dragoon attack tends to do less damage than her basic attack. Okay. I'm gonna assume this is just him waiting to turn into the butterfly or the moth or whatever he's gonna turn into here. Because clearly he's not going from a caterpillar to pupa to not become something later on. Do we just White Silver Dragon? I think we have 3 or 4 Moon Serenades, so that will definitely be huge for the final boss. Then we can really just go all out on him. Although the real question, I suppose, is whether the God of Destruction or Zeke will be the real final boss. And it's still very strange that Lloyd has yet to come back in the story, unless Zeke just outright killed him earlier, which, considering they didn't really delve into it anymore, I'm going to assume that he's still alive somewhere, just, you know, chilling. See that beautiful damage. 1395. You know, not as much as I would have thought it had been. Not as much as against the caterpillar, although he probably just has a lot more defense than anything. That doesn't clear your poison, which is fine. Okay, that put him in red. Fine. We'll clear your poison this way. It's an unconventional way of clearing your status effects, but it does work. Not that she was taking huge amounts of poison damage or anything. Beams gave death damage. I mean, all 25% scaling, like, why is this? Like, they could have given her 50% at the very least on one of them? 388? Yeah, I mean, that does almost like half as much damage as the other one. No, here we go. Okay. $155, oh, that's nothing. I'll worry about that in the slightest.
Yes.
Nope. It sets off the timing so terribly. It sucks. I guess go ahead and just use Star Magic on him. I can't imagine that magic isn't just better against this guy. And Miranda already has a much higher magic attack than she does physical attack, but we shall see. Certainly making us use a little bit of resources on this fight here with the 3 different phases. Is this like one of the only bosses so far with actually multiple phases to it? It feels like it is anyways. Oh, she's out of Dragoon form now. Not great. Something tells me that this one's probably going to be a stats effect spammer. Which I really hope is not the case, because I really don't have things to be clearing that. I mean, I guess the gates of heaven, so long as we actually keep enough SP for it. But I can't imagine that it doesn't have more stats effects, as it was already using quite a few as Caterpillar form. As long as it doesn't have any like one-shot capabilities, I feel like we'll be fine so far. See that damage, 474, not great, but I suppose it's still a keeper. Okay. I'm gonna assume that it worked out that she was in Dragoon form, because that was probably some form of a status effect. So, at the very least, we might want to just grab Dragoon form and stay in it just for the status effect resisting against this type of boss. Hey, we finally got the timing on the counter. At least for one attack. 413, not bad, not bad. We can keep just throwing down the heal, although I'm pretty sure it did almost worse damage than our basic attack. And it's only 25% scaling, so I don't expect it to be fantastic. 5 of 17, yeah, her basic attack was actually better than her skill, which is kind of sad to think about. Man, it really wants Rose for whatever reason, so it's a good thing that we turned her into the Dragoon pool. We'll probably go ahead and do that with Miranda on the next one, because who knows how long our luck's gonna last in terms of that going after Rose. And surely it'll do something, although I don't want to know what it does. I'd rather just have it keep attacking Rose with that and hoping for the best. Wow, really? Yeah, this is off. Okay. 419, still halfway decent damage. Nice 0 damage, nerd. Wow, get countered by game design. So it did light damage, which we weren't originally immune to until we came into this area and got the white silver dragon Dragoon armor, which gives us nullification against light damage. So he actually would have done some level of damage, although Miranda's relatively magically defensive, so probably still wouldn't have done too much. Definitely was not expecting the counter there. Usually it counters way quicker if it's going to. Oh, this version seems to have some HP to it, that's for sure. Not that we've done insane amounts of damage to it or anything. Ah, Rose lost Dragoon form, that's not great. Alright, Miranda, get back in the Dragoon form on the off chance it tries to target you. That definitely seems to be the way to go so far with this boss, is stay in Dragoon form to get immunity to status effects, and just stay in it as long as you can. So that's probably the main gimmick of this boss, would be my guess. Like, it might just cast a whole bunch of insta-kill down effects and maybe like stuns and whatnot. There we go. He's still in blue, so he's still got quite a bit of health to him. He might be more weak to physical from the looks of it. Not that she does fantastic physical damage. Oh. Well, he finally chose the right target that time. Can't really be having that now, can we? Are you gonna die if I don't give this to you? You might. I don't know who's gonna move next, either me or him, so let's just make sure we keep Rose alive, shall we?
Moonlight.
Still very strange that that falls on the actual caster, not the person that's getting healed by it, but yeah, sure. Rose, go ahead and just keep doing your damage. She gets a full gauge every time she does her basic attack, which is very nice. And does quite a bit of damage at the same time.
Demon stands.
I mean, 835 through a basic attack, that's pretty nice. Man, you're really still blue after all that. I mean, I know we haven't done like white silver dragons like that and whatnot, or even dark dragons, but still. Oh boy, here we go. Gets Miranda. Nope, against her. Okay. It's affected him somehow, based on the character model here, but I don't know how exactly. I mean, it doesn't show like he's damaged or anything. Not that I can use Gates of Heaven or anything. Maybe it's like a 2-hit down sort of thing for him? I don't know. The fact that it doesn't show that it does any damage is strange. The fact that it also doesn't show any status effect is also just as strange. Unless it's needed for like a follow-up attack in order to do like bonus damage or something, maybe? That'd be my guess at least. Although I suppose we can just transform him in order to stop whatever it's attempting to do by using that.
Demon stands.
Assuming that it doesn't move before me, but it... Okay. Maybe it needs that first attack originally in order to make that happen? Oh, it's a straight up one shot. Oh, okay. Well, that's really fun and interactive. Oh, really? At the target Rose? You had a 50-50 chance of targeting somebody else. Well, it's in yellow now, so that's good. 337? More than you think it would do. Oh boy. Well, I guess that means Rose is marked for death. Well, I don't think I can really afford to allow you to do that, is the thing. Although she's immune then to kill skills, so I guess I should have just revived Dark right there. Thanks to her armor, unless I took that armor off of her. Or maybe it was what her hairband, I think it was, that gave her insta-kill protection. Either way, I can't have you doing anything crazy. I don't think this will revive Dart, but I mean, at the very least, it heals Rose. It's not going to be fantastic damage, but it's still damage. I very highly doubt this revives Dart. I don't remember it doing so. Miranda will come out of Dragoon in like a turn or so, and then she can give herself MP and then revive Dart. We'll just make sure to pick him up before we finish this fight. How about that? 474, sure. I mean, a halfway decent heal. Alright, she's gonna revert now. Dart's still down. Alright, random base attack. Very much so, who cares? Out of all your attacks you can do, it still does 0 damage, even to Rose. I could have her heal, but we're just gonna have Miranda heal in a second anyways. Another 500 damage, never hurts. No. MP... Yeah. We'll use MP because then Rose shouldn't be getting one shot here. Although you're not going to be able to Dragoon next turn is the thing. Ah, well that's... Ooh, you got me. Ooh. Oh man, I'm sweating over here after that one. Ooh. Oh man. Do we go for a revive? I mean, I feel like I should really save Lois is the thing. And now that she has MP, we could revive him with Gates of Heaven. And he won't get immediately one shot, thanks to him getting about 2,000 HP from even being revived by half health. Which is hilariously still more than Rose. There's no way he drops either one of these two before I get the Gates of Heaven off, so this should be absolutely fine. Yeah, looks like he's gonna hit Rose that time. Yeah. Okay, we're absolutely fine with that attack. Alright, so now we can Gates of Heaven. Now pick both of them up. He can just re-snipe Rose, but Dart will be up at that point, since it doesn't seem like he has any real AoE attacks. It seems kind of strange for a late game boss, but I'm okay with it, at least for the current time being. Alright, Gates of Heaven, grab both of these two. We could even do a second Gates of Heaven if we need to, and then still have enough for a white silver dragon. That'll get those two back up. If he targets Dart, he'll live. If he does a basic attack on Rose, she'll live. Like, there's many different ways where we can actually get both of these two up at the same time. Was using an SP item better than using a revive item? That's kind of a tough one. Because our SP items also kind of act like revival items, at least for the time being. Using red, I think we should just try and burst in here. I won't stay in Dragoon form, which is unfortunate. Well, unless it goes for its insta-kill skill again, we should be relatively alright with Dart, at least. Miranda should be just fine. Like, this boss really can't deal with her. We can't use Final Burst, which is unfortunate, although Flame Shot isn't exactly that much weaker. And it costs a third as much. $674, not bad. He's reverting because he only had one serve anyways. Rose, just go for the damage. We can use one healing item. Not healing rain though, let's not get ridiculous, man. A single healing item for a boss fight, that's acceptable. Unless she goes for the one-shot attack here, she will. Alright, well we know of this attack. Of course, it was right after I just had him use Transformation too. Alright, unless we just one-shot him while I Silver Dragon before they could do the attack, huh? Take this. Who's gonna go down first, Dart or the boss? We shall see. Go. I mean, if it's not dead, it should be extremely close after that. Oh man, Rose healed for all of 1 HP. Woo! Got him. Well, we gotta save the healing item, but I didn't know if he was gonna actually do an attack before me or not there. Feels bad, man. Are you dead? You're not dead. Really? After that even? Okay. What if I defend with it? Question mark? Well, we defended. We'll see if defend actually means anything here for us or not. I mean, it's supposed to stop against status effects, but apparently that doesn't count as a status effect. Alright, well this time I guess we will use a revive item, because I definitely want to make sure that he gets this boss XP. On the off chance that's enough to push him to level 5, I'm just, you know, maybe I'm still just coping right now, but I would very much so like to see his Dragoon level 5 skill. I'm still very surprised that the White Silver Dragon actually did finish this boss. It's really just that thing. I knew it had to be close. They really wanted me to not restart there and just go for the attack, but I had a feeling. Oh good, it basically refunded me like all my MP items at the very least. And a healing ring, so I even got a better heal than what I had used there. 13,000 experience too, you love to see it. Level 36 for Dart. I mean, everybody should be getting at least like 1 level up here, if not close to 2. Don't you love just hearing those numbers count up? I'm on Dart. Are you kidding me, Dart? What the? It's gotta be story lock. There's no way that it isn't. We barely defeated it. Let's go. We're almost at the moon. No, Dart, I think we were relatively fine. You know, I think we're quite okay in that fight.